Hey everybody! Today we're going to be taking a look at the very small Jabba's Message Lego set with 44 pieces. It is set 4475, ages 6 to 12, and I believe it is a 2003 set. It might be 2002. I can't think on the top of my mind at this moment. I think it's 2002. But anyways, it does come with 3 minifigures here, and we get a small scene from Jabba's Palace. You could get this scene, another small scene, and then Jabba's Palace to kind of make the ultimate Jabba's Palace back then. Obviously, as you can tell, this is not the best conditioned box, but it still is new in box. So I am excited to be able to open this up and be the first one to build it. The integrity of the box isn't great. As you can tell, it wants to come apart, but this part is still glued on. I am hoping, actually, that everything is inside still. I believe it should be. I just bought this pre-owned from some place. I don't remember where. Some toy shop at one point, and it was a pretty good deal. And yeah, so you can see the characters on the side here. C-3PO, R2-D2, and Bib Fortuna. A nice picture on the front. On the side, just some Lego warnings. Bottom, just, yeah, 2003. And then, let's see, the back here gives a couple of images. So we have the Jabba's Palace with that set, and then the other small set I was mentioning, and then you get Jabba's Palace and have, like, the ultimate build. This is a T97 Skyhopper. You could get a couple of them. T97 Skyhopper? I think that's what it's called. You get a couple of them, I guess, and just have multiple. Here are a couple of small movie scenes. You can go to like a website. So anyways, let's go ahead and open it up. I'm pretty excited to get this dude built. Nice. Okay, so pretty simple, small set. There's not a whole lot to it. We have the Lego Club magazine that came out at the time that they used to put in here. Actually, I think this might just be a mail away. I'm not sure why it's stuck together, to be honest. I don't think it's supposed to be. Oh, it's just slightly glued. Okay. Here we go. A couple of Lego magazines. You get the Lego magazine. That's basically an order form for that. I like when they include the small catalogs. I guess they didn't do that this time. We have the main base plate, the cape for Bib Fortuna, his instructions, which are actually nice and small, and then everything else in this little bag. So yeah, not too bad there. All right, here is the set all built. As you can tell, it is very small. The 3 minifigures are the main thing, and then we have just a small little display piece in the back. There is a Technic pin on the side. I do believe that you can use this to hook the rest of the Jabba's Palace to it, which is pretty cool. And just starting out, we'll start out with the build this time because it's the less interesting. We obviously have a very large amount of floor space here, and then we have the kind of side towers. Very cool neon pieces though for here. These aren't seen very often anymore. It's like an old neon that they don't use. The door looks a little ramshackle in my opinion. It doesn't look like it's actually very fortified. That's probably kind of a downer about this because that door was really big. You know, if you've seen the scene, you know, C-3PO knocks on it and it kind of echoes because he's metal and the door was metal. He's like, oh, looks like nobody's home. In terms of the little speaking robot, I think that that's really cool that that's on a printed piece, like a little round Technic end like that. The one that we get for the 2013 Jabba's Palace or 2012 Jabba's Palace is just a little flat tile, and I think it's actually way more cool to have this printed on an orb. In my opinion, I think that the ball is a little bit more accurate. That thing is actually round when it comes out, and it looks really, really cool to me. I think it's neat. Anyways, that's basically it. The door can go up and down, but it is going to be impeded by this little droid speaker, doorbell, if you will. And I guess if you line it up to a minifigure can probably get through it. They might have to duck a little bit, but that's basically the scene. Just kind of a facade, which is what happens a lot with these smaller sets, is you're just getting a facade and some Lego minifigures. But let's go on to the minifigures here. Start with C-3PO here, and here he is in his slightly pearlized gold version, I suppose. Just this like light gold with the black trim shading around his body, no printing in the eyes or anything, and it's pretty plain, but what we saw back in the day in 2002, 2003 for C-3PO, not bad, but they definitely improved on it. And for reference, there he is with the new C-3PO, obviously with much more detail, literally all the way around. But pretty cool to have the old ones, you know. They're definitely less common, I think, now than the new C-3POs. So there's that. We have R2-D2, and this is one with his thin dome on the top. They definitely changed up the stamp later on. There's no printing on the back. I think that's still the case. And then you can see the detail in the front. Not a bad R2, but they definitely improved on him. And the improved upon R2, as you can tell, the dome is totally different. The printing is a little bit more detailed, I think, on the torso or the body there. And then still no printing on the back, which is crazy to me. I feel like they definitely could do printing. But it's nice to see a classic R2-D2. I think they stopped using that R2 around 2007 or 8, maybe, to switch it out with what would be a white or a matte domed C-3PO that goes all the way down, and then eventually they did change it to this like darker chrome color. So there's that. And then the cool guy of the set, this would be Bib Fortuna. This is probably the minifigure you're looking for if you're picking up this set back in the day. Really, really cool custom sculpted headpiece there. The torso's okay. He has a black cape on, which is just fine. And if you actually take off his headpiece, it's pretty freaky looking, if I do say so myself. But pretty cool. This is the only set that Bib Fortuna came in, though he is not relatively rare because this was such a cheap set. And compared to the 2012 Jabba Palace's Bib Fortuna, you can kind of tell there that they have improved it, made him look even more creepy, but the teeth definitely, I like that. And then obviously the torso looks a little bit better. No cape on this one, and then they've made him more flesh colored. But same sculpted headpiece still, so there it is. So a pretty cool little, basically just a facade for Jabba's palace, but the minifigures that you get are pretty neat. That Bib Fortuna is definitely very cool in my opinion, and not too bad of a set. I got it for pretty cheap back in the day, and I had always just kept it in the box because at the time I wasn't collecting any of the old Lego Star Wars, or like opening them and displaying them. So I finally gone ahead and opened this set up since I have so many sets now that are open to displayed. But I do hope that you liked this video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Till next time, bye guys.